What you are looking at right here is a timeline of all the major Minecraft updates over the years, and as you can see on the timeline, it all started with the beta 1.8, part 1 of the Minecraft Adventure Update, and also 1.0, part 2 of the Adventure Update. The Adventure Update was one of the biggest, as it was the one that added most of the basic features that Minecraft has today, like all those things that you're seeing on the screen. But if you think about it, this timeline is just one of many that could have happened. All the content that we have today wasn't planned. From the beginning, everything has been added over the time. Every little decision that Mojang has made has slowly created the Minecraft that we all know. And when you understand this, you discover that Minecraft could have been very different. I will give you an example with the Warden. This mob was created by King Big Dogs, but this developer will never have been able to create the Warden if he hadn't been hired by Mojang. And Mojang would never have met King Big Dogs if he hadn't created the Aether mod. And the Aether mod had never been created if King Bee Dogs had never been born. Sounds tricky, but it's just amazing to think of all the directions that Minecraft could have taken for its development. And incredible as it may seem, today I'm going to enter a timeline that Minecraft could have had if not the creator of Minecraft was still in the game. And also if he had added all those things that he had mentioned that he wanted someday add to the Cube video game. But you may be wondering, how am I going to get into one of these multiverses? Well, I'm going to achieve this thanks to a mod called Better Than Adventure, a mod before version 1.8, which adds all those things that Notch wanted to implement in the old essence of Minecraft. So, join me to discover the Minecraft multiverse, the Minecraft Better Than Adventure. Welcome back to Bobbycraft. We are here. As you can see, my skin looks different, and this is because I have my first wolf skin. That's right, this is the old Bobby. And now, one of the first things we notice, if Minecraft would have continued with the old essence, are the trees that we can see in front of us, the Sakura trees. Well, I remind you that one of the former Mojang workers once said that he would love to see these trees in the game. His tweet said, "I would love to see cherry trees in Minecraft," and developer Dinnerbone replied, "You coded? Well added." All this happened more than 9 years ago. Unfortunately, we could never see these cherry trees. What we do know is that if the trees had been added, they wouldn't drop apples, they would drop cherries. But we are going to experience what a Minecraft house would have looked like, with the fact that if a new player uses the wood of the cherry trees as the main decoration block. For this, we are going to collect these cherry trees. Okay, and it is already getting dark, but in these versions there was no bed, so I rushed to build my little house. I put some logs, okay, but a creeper exploded. But after a few minutes, I was able to finish my beginner's house. In my opinion, this wood is quite beautiful. We would have had a pink wood without doubt. But do you know what else we would have? A lot of colored wood. And this is because the developers, like Dinnerbone, that he was testing it many years ago. And in fact, Dinnerbone posted this image. Definitely Minecraft would have been a lot more colorful than it is right now. But what do you think? Would it have been something unnecessary? Well, it must be taken into account that all types of colored wood should also have been added in their fence and gate formats. Although probably in future versions they wouldn't have added so many trees, since there would be too many woods very similar to each other. In addition, because believe me that the creative's entire inventory would be completely saturated with many woods. Now, I have gone to creative mode to be able to show you one of the blocks that we would have also had, the spike traps. In the Notch block, you can see some spikes in his list of ideas, but he wasn't sure to add it. Hostile mobs walking near these spikes would get hurt. The crazy thing is that Notch, in this quote, said that he wanted to make it like a piston. They were used through a redstone mechanism. You could activate them or deactivate them, but at the end Notch wasn't convinced by the idea, and instead of adding the spike blocks, he ended up adding the sticky piston block. It isn't known exactly why he changed it, but maybe he thought that a sticky piston would be much more useful. We never got to see the spike block. However, with this mod we can get an idea of what it would have looked like. But now let's continue exploring, because here we have a few blocks that we don't know, and this is granite. This is a representation of how granite would have been generated in very old versions, because you should know that this type of granite was very similar to the mods that were in those times. Finally, they added the granite, but obviously not in an old style, but in a much more modern style. But since we saw the granite block generated in a natural mountain, You should know that the version 1.7 was a version where a lot of new biomes were added, such as the taiga, the plateau, the savanna. So the question I have is, how would this update of new biomes have been in all versions? Well, this mod teaches us. This would be the swamps and mangroves, this would be the plateau, this would be the taiga biome. Without a doubt, they would be much smaller and also much simpler. Of course, we would have mountains and beautiful biomes, but in any case, we would have had such large mountains, much less mega caves. Okay, now I want to see some minerals. These two blocks were going to be the gold and diamond blocks. Without a doubt, they are too weird, but I like them. But this is not what truly impressive. The crazy thing is to think that we were going to have a steel. It turns out that Notch had in his list of ideas to add steel, and according to his own word, this would be achieved by combining coal and iron on the crafting table. This awesome Minecraft mod adds steel. This is too close to we would have gotten, but what would steel be for? Well, Notch also commented that the steel could be used for armor, more powerful than iron but less powerful than diamond. So let's see if in this timeline the creator of the mod made steel armor. Indeed, it would be looks very nice. My god, it looks a lot like the netherite we have nowadays. In theory, we should also be able to make steel tools. That's right, this is what it would like in our inventory. Quite possible the current Mojang guys have been inspired by the idea of Notch, but this finally became the idea of the netherite in current Minecraft, with the difference that the netherite is more powerful than diamond. And I really believe that the current Mojang team did a better job. Seriously, who would use steel armor when there is diamond or iron? An intermediate doesn't make any sense. Another thing that seems interesting to me is that in the current Minecraft we have a receipt book. This receipt book looks something like this and is very modern. It is sectioned by blocks, by items, and has a search engine. But perhaps it doesn't intrigue you. How would it have been this book in all versions? Here we have a simulation. With the R key, we can see all this crafting guide. However, obviously it is quite complicated to see. You have to make a lot of clicks and search for the one you want, even if you are in survival mode. The creator of this mod made you necessarily have to learn these crafts as you get to know them. In this way, Minecraft achievements would make more sense. But not only would there be differences there, but also in the creative inventory. Currently, our inventory is very modern and it was also sectioned, but in an old Minecraft, the creative inventory would look something like this. On the right side, we would have all the blocks, but again, they are not selected. There would only be a small search engine. But there is one last thing that sadly Notch didn't have time to add, and that if the old Minecraft design had been followed, they would end up adding it. And these are seasons of the year. In fact, the developer Dinnerbone was already starting it. And 500 days was going to be equal to a whole year of Minecraft. In this mod, we could see what it would have looked like. You can see that the top left tells me I'm on the day 3 and that I am in spring. But if I played too long, I would see these changes. We would go from spring to summer, then to autumn, and finally to winter. Also, these seasons of the year wouldn't affect anything in our gameplay, only certain things, for example tree textures. But tell me down here in the comments which Minecraft creative direction you would have liked the most, the one we have right now or if the original timeline had been followed. Click left for the What If series and right you have a video suggested by the YouTube algorithm.